Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, Selling Tea. It's the girl Lady Jag, back bringing you my thoughts, my comments, and my commentary on your favorite ladies in the female rap game. But before I go ahead and get into my thoughts, you need to like, comment, share, and subscribe because you already here. Make yourself useful, okay? And while you at it, go follow me on my Twitters at Southern Tea. That is Southern Tea with two ways. I get into it daily over there if you miss me on YouTube, okay? So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the shenanigans. All right, y'all. So we got to start with the queen of this rap shit, okay? Like her, love her, hate her, you gotta give her tens, okay? Take away two, give her tens, baby, okay? 10, take away two. She ate that. She ate this whole goddamn album. These accolades is crazy. So like I say, love her, hate her, like her, she thinks she aight, whatever. You got to give this bitch her tens, okay? So we got to start with the one and only Nicki Minaj. So let me know if I missed something down below because there was just so much accolades and stats that came out that she done broke after releasing Pink Friday 2. So Pink Friday 2, of course, has debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 albums charts with 228K sold, but that's after, they filtered them sales allegedly. So this is her third album to do so. This is her third album to go #1 or to debut at #1, or really to go #1 period. I'm sorry, because this is her second album to debut at #1, but this is her third album that is her #1 album. Because I believe it was Pink Friday, of course, was her highest selling album, debuted at #1. And then Pink Friday Roman Reloaded was #1. And then Pink Friday 2 was, of course, also #1. So 3 albums to go #1. She's the first female rapper to do this, okay? And she's also the first female rapper or the first female rap album to debut at #1 on the global Spotify. There has not been another female rapper that has had an album debut at #1 on global Spotify other than Nicki Minaj with Pink Friday 2. And also, she's garnered over 120.7 million streams in her opening week on Spotify alone in streaming numbers. Also, Red Ruby the Sleeves done quintupled, bitch, 5 times. It done quintupled in its U.S. unit sales following the release of Pink Friday 2. So she is the first female rapper to have a #1 album in 2 different decades as well, because, in the 2010s, she released Pink Friday. That went #1. And, of course, Roman Reloaded went #1. And now that we're in a whole different decade, the 2020s, she's also the first female rapper to have a #1 rap album this decade as well. So, shout out to the motherfucking queen, because to be relevant, in 2 different decades and to still have that high momentum is very, 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 very rare. It's something we very rarely see in male hip-hop artists, let alone female hip-hop artists. You know what I'm saying? The few that can do that is, Drake, Eminem, Kanye, Wayne did it. Of course, he done lost his momentum now. And of course, Nicki, she's still doing it. So, that's just that type of longevity. That's something serious, okay? She's almost 20 years in. And, for her to still have that hype like that and still, doing these numbers like that, she done damn near came close to a bitch's debut album sales, okay? And she still done outsold all these new rap girls to date. So, like I said, like her, love her, hate her, whatever the case, give her tens, baby. Do you hear me? So, speaking of accolades, the song Everybody, that has been a fan hit. It has now sold over 100,000 units in the U.S. alone, which is another reason why fans ain't buying that 228,000 sales number or the 92,000 appear sales, which is great, better than any other female rapper. But, bitch, if this single alone, this song alone has already sold over 100,000 units in the U.S., bitch, how in the hell you want me to believe these numbers is not filtered out, okay? So anyways, Everybody has also debuted at number 26 on this week's Billboard Hot 100. Out of all the songs on Pink Friday 2, Everybody has debuted the highest. But you also got Needle, the Drake record, has debuted at number 34. Fuck the Club Up, which is my shit. It has debuted at number 42. Barbie Dangerous at number 58. Are You Gone Already at number 60. Let Me Calm Down at 63. Beep Beep, 64. Big Difference at number 73. Falling For You at number 74. The R&B record at number 80. Pink Friday Girls debuted at number 82. excuse me, Cowgirl has debuted at number 87, Pink Birthday at number 89, and Bomb Bomb at number 95. So that's what, 14, 15, 16? Multiple records with no video, need I remind you, no video out has debuted on the Billboard Hot 100. How many songs, since y'all like to compare so much, how many songs from Scarlett debuted on the Billboard Hot 100? Like what, 2 or 3? The rest of them was bubbling under, bitch. Okay? And need I remind you, she doesn't have out any videos for none of these songs that have debuted on Billboard. People just really fuck with them songs. Everybody, that's already a worldwide hit. Mark my words, every week you're going to see that song rise. Okay? It's going to rise, and I believe it's going to get to the top 5, if not number 1, bitch. Everybody is a worldwide hit. I'm seeing everybody and their mama fucking with that record. Fuck the Club Up is another one that I think is going to constantly keep rising over the next few weeks. Okay, them two definitely will continue to rise. Big difference is that girl, Cowgirl. I definitely do think that's a pop hit. Cowgirl and Pink Friday Girls are 2 pop hits, which I think between one of the two, one of them will continue to rise. And I think it really should be Cowgirl. Pink Friday Girls is cute, but Cowgirl, that's my shit. And that's definitely a big pop record. I can see that being a big pop record now. So I can definitely see that rising over the next few weeks as well. Okay, so shout out to the queen, just giving us all these goddamn accolades, baby. Excuse me, breaking history, making history, all that good shit. And you know, a lot of y'all other fan bases want to compare PinkFriday2, which is Nicki's 5th album, to Invasion of Privacy, which is Cardi's debut album. Y'all forget that debut albums are supposed to be good. They're supposed to do well, especially when you got the kind of push that Cardi got. She was supposed to have a good debut, bitch. But what are you doing now? Like, I mean, how's that second album how's that second album coming? Okay. And I think part of the reason why y'all ain't got it is because she wants to outdo or come close to Invasion of Privacy numbers. And I don't think she's going to do that, because every song that she's kind of gave you guys to, you know, sample, like giving you little looks at and talking, you know, playing these little songs on her Instagram stories and stuff like that she's previewing on Station Head. Y'all all have been complaining about it and saying it's trash. And on top of that, sounds outdated as fuck. Everything that she has put out since about 2021 has been trash. What was that Dirk record and Kanye record? The one that y'all don't ever want to talk about, Hot Shit, was a hot shit. That was trash. Didn't do anything, didn't go anywhere. Bongos didn't debut even within the top 10, bitch, and never made it to the top 10. I mean, she did the Put It on the Floor record, the Point Me To, which was on the charts for 1 week at number 80, slipped and slid it off. With the Tomorrow 2 record, I mean, she's dropped more music since, like, she's had music out within the past 3 years, within this year alone. But the thing is, nobody's really giving a fuck. Like, it's just not working for her. It's not sticking for her. You know, I don't think her hype is the same as what it once was. I think she already then reached the peak of her career. Her peak was, you know, in the 2018, 2019, 2020. You know what I'm saying? After 2020, that hype, like, rapidly declined, if you ask me. And I just think it's because, as a well-rounded artist, I don't think Cardi is what you call a well-rounded artist. I think she likes to entertain you, and she's a good entertainer. She's a good performer. But when it comes to the music, I don't really think she's tapped in or tuned in like that, which is why, you know, you have yet to get a second album from her. And you can't keep comparing this debut album. If you want to compare Cardi's debut album, you know, compare it to other girls' debut album. Y'all don't want to compare it to Nicki's debut album, because Nicki did 375K pure sales before the streaming era. She did 375K pure sales compared to Cardi's, 255K, and she had 100,000 pure sales. So, I mean, you just can't compare. Even if you wanted to compare debut albums, Nicki still outdid her. And, you know, Nicki is 5 albums in. You cannot compare that to a bitch's debut project, which is supposed to do well. And even with this 5th album, she's still outsold a lot of these hoes that's out. And then had the highest selling female rap album this decade. I mean, a lot of these girls, if you want to keep it you swallow a real pill, a lot of these girls is not even touching 100K. Okay, Doja Cat did 6,000 pure sales with Scarlett and didn't even touch 80,000 total. So, I mean, Megan, she did 60, 70K or something like that with Traumazine. So, I mean, and Cardi, you know, scared to put out an album. Latto didn't even do 30K. So, I mean, y'all love to put her in this conversation and want her to compete where she just doesn't compare, because she's above all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I feel about that. Y'all can be delusional all y'all want to. And then I keep seeing these tweets from Barty Gang talking about Cardi B did this in the streaming era. Bitch, she should have did more than Nicki's debut album since Cardi debuted in the streaming era. She should have outdid 375K because Nicki, you had to go to the store and buy Pink Friday. Okay, a lot of people did. You didn't even make it to 300K sales in the streaming era, bitch. So y'all saying that, and that's a lose. So that's just how I feel about that shit. But anyways, speaking of Nicki, she is going on her press run right now, doing on all types of different interviews. If you checked out the Chii and Nicki stream, let me know what you thought about it. I know that was his biggest streaming day yet. Okay. I thought it was real cute. Okay. I thought it was real cute. Also, Nicki also spoke about this new body record because, soon as she come out, here come Kanye ass wanting to put out his album with Ty Dolla $ign, and New Body is supposed to be on the album, which, bitch, was supposed to come out like 3 years ago. He done made her rewrite about 3 different motherfucking times. Okay, so that was that. She ain't trying to put out and clear no goddamn New Body when she got her album out. Okay, you asking the old body. Okay, this here is a new body, new era, new album. We ain't trying to fuck with New Body right now. Okay, it would have been nice a year, 2 or 3 years ago, but not when we on a whole album run right now. Okay, I completely understand Nicki on that part. And on top of that, it's already out. Like, people have already illegally downloaded it to their devices. Like, it's already out, bitch. So I got what Nicki was going with there. And now here go Kanye threatening to not release his album like anybody gives a fuck. I honestly, personally don't care if I never get another Kanye album again. But Nicki's power, for him to threaten not to release his whole album because she won't clear her verse is just crazy to me, when I'm sure he has other features on that goddamn album. But anyways, Nicki also had to call out Billboard for taking away and filtering sales. I kind of alluded to this already, but yeah, because at first they said that she was going to, be around 170 to 190K, which I knew was strictly bullshit. Then they said she was going to come near close to 200K, which I already felt like she was above and over and beyond 200K. So this is what Nicki has to say. They said 170 to 190K, knowing it as it was already 200K already. Then they said 199 just so they wouldn't have to, just so that too wouldn't have to leave their mouth, child. It's at 300. But once they filter out these 100K, you'll be none the fucking wiser. I'm being punished for not signing a 360, making great music, having great fans, and for not leaving the game so that their new Nickis who signed 360 deals can be propped up to look as though they are more successful than they already are. Having too much power. Okay, hashtag PinkFriday2. So, Nicki had to, let you know for the one time, but we already figured as much, especially when her singles, like Everybody, has already past 100,000 unit sales. Like, you want us to believe that album only sold 228K is crazy. I mean, over 200K is fantabulous. Don't get me wrong, but I believe Nicki when she says she done hit that 300 mark, child. I really do. I really, really do, because people done went too hard. The fans done went too hard. And, Everybody is already garnered over 100,000 unit sales. Like, I just don't believe it was 228K. I really do believe it was over 3. But, for the books, we're going to say 228K because that's what it says on paper. So we're going to leave it what it is. But regardless, this is the highest what any female rapper has done within the past 5 years. Okay. And of course, she still tops, that number for the highest female rap sales within this century. With, of course, her original debut album, Pink Friday, which debuted at 375K pure sales. So either way, like I said, she's topped the female rap albums for 2010s as well as 2020s, and you cannot take away and deny that. So let me know what your thoughts, comments, and opinions are on that down below. So the next topic I'm going to get into is Cardi B, because, bitch, Cardi was triggered by a couple of things over the past weekend as it pertains to Nicki Minaj. Go figure. I don't know what it is, but Cardi B is very, in my opinion, from what I see, is very bothered when it comes to Nicki Minaj. I mean, we've already seen and went over, all of the stats that came out and the records that came out that Nicki broke. And I think a lot of it was just, I don't know, I think a lot of it really bothered her because some things, you really don't have to give your energy to and respond to, especially if it's pertaining to someone you really don't fuck with. And I noticed that Cardi picks and choose who to give, certain energy to. But when it comes to Nicki Minaj, oh baby, she is going to let it be known that, she feels some type of way. And it was concerning more than one thing. So first, Cardi got triggered by a like tweet. So apparently when the neighborhood talk anyways, had reposted a comment they had reposted Cardi's likes. She had liked something about well, let me just start from the beginning. So, as you know, I already told you that Nicki had dragged Billboard because Billboard was trying to filter and take away sales after, she was trying to do that the barb challenge where, basically we show proof of receipt of purchase that we bought her album already. Okay, I guess they didn't like that. So Nicki, liked the comment basically saying like, y'all let these other girls do shit like cash giveaways and shit when they single came out, like, why can't I do it? And so I guess Cardi had got bothered by that. But my thing is, that's no different than the Latto situation. Like when she called out Latto, or not called out Latto, she called out the Grammys for not nominating, I think it was Super Freaky Girl, but they nominated Big Energy. So that was like what Nicki was saying back then. Like, she wasn't trying to diss on Latto. She was just trying to prove her point. And it was a fair comparison because Super Freaky Girl is just as much of a rap song as Big Energy, even though they both can also, like, they both was poppy. So, you know what I'm saying? And they weren't in the same category, getting nominated for the same thing. So, and, Latto felt some type of way about that, even though Nicki didn't really say anything about her, wasn't trying to come at her. She was trying to make a point to come at the Grammys. And this was another point that I think she was trying to make to come at Billboard. And so, I guess because Cardi was all up sniffing her through her likes because she posted it liked it really quickly. But Cardi went on and liked a tweet about basically how WAP wasn't, because that was it. That's what they was referring to was WAP, because they was doing cash giveaways and shit. But she was saying that was after they reached #1, and it was to help women. Okay, it had nothing to do with her music. So once the Neighborhood Talk had reposted Cardi's liked tweet, she went into the Neighborhood Talk's comments and was like, "Please post who was liking shit with my name in it first. Please post how because of that I started getting dragged on Twitter about lies. You always post my response, but never when I'm being antagonized and lied on. I was minding my business. WAP debuted at #1, and I teamed up with Cash App to give away money for women who was in need during the pandemic. No mention of purchasing my music needed. It was to help them. You keep poking at me with narratives, and then when I finally respond, I'm the issue. Keep my name out your mouth." Yada yada whoop de whoop blase blase. It's always the same fucking shit with Cardi B. It's always, as soon as I respond, I blah blah blah. Bitch, you don't even have to fucking respond. Like, everything doesn't warrant and guarantee a response, but when it comes to Nicki Minaj, oh baby, she is going to respond some way, somehow. And it's like Nicki didn't even say anything about you. She wasn't even trying to, dish you. All she was trying to make like I said, same thing with that Latto comparison. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even trying to come at her, just like she wasn't trying to come at Latto. It was literally to, make a point with the discrepancy that, the Grammys like to do, that the Billboard likes to do. But because you're so bothered, you got impressed, you got offended. So, and then of course she always gonna jump in the Neighborhood Talk comments and say some shit. So that's what she had to say. But like I said, it's child. And then the fact that, how do you even know what the fuck she liking? Because she liked that other tweet fast as hell after Nicki liked her tweet. Like, that don't even make no goddamn sense. Either you watching her page, or really that's all it is. You watching a girl page, because ain't no way you can't use the excuse, my fans send me this, my fans send me that. If that's the case, your fans be setting you up. Because baby, why do you have to stay tied to Nicki with every motherfucking thing? I just don't get it. So the next day, that was the first thing that she did that had her bothered and pressed. So the next day, Cardi B spirals, literally spirals, bitch. Like, I don't know, somebody need to go grab her up off the internet and take her phone and put her in a therapy room, okay? Because the bitch needs therapy, in my most humble opinion. So Cardi, out of the blue, nowhere, all these accolades about Nicki coming out, Cardi gonna sit up here and randomly tweet, Motherfuckers will try you when you at your lowest and your most vulnerable time. You out here feeling yourself, but trust me, the tables turn. At Offset, you a bitch ass nigga, and trust me, I'ma fucking take it there. And nobody, absolutely nobody knew what the fuck she was talking about, because like I said, this came up out the blue. And then not too long after that, she went live. Take a look, take a listen.
Over and over. You will fucking talk to a nigga and a motherfucker will play in your fucking face, over and over and over and over and over again. And she'll be like, watch what I'm about to do. Watch what I'm about to say. And it's so fucking sad that a nigga like to, this motherfucker really likes to play games with me when I'm at my most vulnerable time, when I'm not the most confident. He likes to play games with me because he knows I'm not an easy girl. He knows. Yesterday, I could have been out. I could have been chilling. I could have been this and that. He knows I'm in my house. He knows that I'm chilling. He knows I'm not doing the most. And I've really been sparing you. You've been fucking feeling yourself, you bitch ass nigga, because of your bitch ass album and shit. And you really been fucking doing me dirty after so many fucking years that I motherfucking helped your ass. Not even a fucking thank you that I got for your bitch ass. And it's so crazy that I gotta go to the fucking internet because whenever I tell you something, you don't take shit serious. You will fucking.
So let me know what you're thinking and how you're feeling about that. Bitch. You know, let me stop. I'm gonna say this. There's no way I'm gonna be married to a man, have children with this man that I'm married to, and go on this internet and call him a bitch ass nigga and put our marital problems in the internet's business. I'm not finna do it. I talk about regular everyday folks when I log on to my Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter, and I see, people bringing their relationship issues to the net. I talk shit about them. Like, bitch, why is that's y'all business. Go work that out. And it don't make them no different that they celebrities either. But my thing is, why? And then the thing is, it's not even no boyfriend, girlfriend type shit. Like, y'all are married. Why are you coming to the internet with your marital problems? What the fuck is the internet going to do? And what is that going to do for you? That's just going to make people not like him more and bring more publicity to the situation, which is honestly what I feel like she won't. Because if you didn't want people all up in your business, you wouldn't put them all up in your motherfucking business, bitch. So I honestly thought all of this was odd. It was random. The timing, she's never beating these allegations that she be doing shit because she see Nicki going up. She's never beating those allegations because it's like clockwork. Every time Nicki do something, here you go with some type of stunt, with some type of issue going on with your relationship, with a pregnancy or something. It never fucking fails. Like, it's not ironic at this point. It's not a coincidence at this point. It's literally done, it looks like, on purpose. And it's just fucking pathetic because now you got a lot of people feeling like, okay, you doing this because you need a PR stunt and you got an album about to that you're trying to get to come out, which I honestly don't think her album is going to be coming out anytime soon. People are saying, well, now that Nicki released, she's definitely going to she's going to release. Yeah, Cardi B is not confident enough to put out a second album, which is why it's been 6-7 years. Okay. And these publicity stunts she thinks works clearly don't, because Bongos didn't do what she thought it would do, what she wanted it to do. And a lot of these features that she jumped on didn't do what she wanted it to do. She didn't see the top 10 all year. So, I mean, at this point, the PR stunt is getting played out to me. Maybe they are going through something real life, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I feel like she wants to use that as like a little PR move, as a little rollout to get her, to get the attention back on her, to, you know what I'm saying? Because she has a problem with, where she is right now in her career. So I feel like she has to do something to get the people talking, something to get their attention. And even if that means exploiting her own goddamn marriage. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I just thought that was very ironic. And I thought it was some goddamn bullshit because, again, why are you married bringing your problems to the internet like we're some type of internet marital therapist? Like, what the fuck are we going to do? Like, go and y'all got a house, y'all got kids. Go in there and work the shit out. I don't know what the fuck you want me to do, bitch. So I just thought that was, odd. And so, not too long later, Nicki posted a meme of MJ with no context, hanging out the car of the window, laughing like it was no context around this at all. Need I mind you, Kanye was also going off on Nicki because he threatened to not release New Body or the album because she won't clear New Body. And Elliot was also trying to come back and apologize to Nicki at the time because, she had, let Elliot empty the clip on Elliot's ass. She had already addressed Kanye. And then all of this MJ meme, it just so happened to tie around the timing with the whole Cardi B and Offset shit. But Nicki was already on the internet and she was already going off on motherfuckers. So Cardi B took this nameless meme with no context and applied it to herself because she turned around and tweeted, "Take your man to a park and leave me the fuck alone. I'm really 100. Today is not the day." Okay. So y'all know people like to make jokes about Kenny not being able to go to. First of all, I don't understand where this narrative came from that he can't be around kids because he's been around kids, and that's nothing about his case has stopped him from being around kids because he's not a pedophile. Y'all try to say shit and y'all be loud and wrong as hell. He's not a pedophile and he's not a predator, a child offender like that. So I don't know what the fuck y'all are talking about. Okay, he had to register as an offender, a sex offender, because of what the fuck happened back then, which is still iffy about today with that whole Jen Huff situation. However, there has never been a time where they said that man cannot be around kids because he is not a pedophile. And he's been around kids. Nicki has had multiple kids at Papa Bear's birthday party. He's been around several kids. He got his own goddamn kids. So y'all like to make jabs and jokes about him not being able to go to a park around kids when he perfectly may go wherever he motherfucking pleases, okay? So leave that there. He can go to a fucking park. Matter of fact, he don't even need to go to a park because he got his own goddamn park in his backyard. So she thought she was doing something there, but I don't know why she talking about some leave me the fuck alone. Bitch, Nicki wasn't bothering you. You the one, it don't matter what Nicki says or does, she is going to apply whatever it is to her motherfucking self. Okay, just like the tweet from the previous day when Nicki had liked that. She had to bring herself, tie herself to that situation. She got to tie herself to this situation. That meme didn't have no context. That could have been for Kanye West for all we know. That could have been for that nigga Elliot for all we goddamn know. Like, but you feel so motherfucking bothered and pressed, and you so obsessed with what this woman got going on, you want to steady attach yourself to her. And that's just what it gives to me, and that's what it's always pretty much gave. So I just feel like, that's just how I felt about that situation. I'm going to just leave that right there. But I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like Cardi is starting to just feel a lot of pressure. And, she still feels the need to have to attach herself to Nicki Minaj. She still feels the need to do these big elaborate PR stunts, just like she still feels the need to have to do these big budget, these loud ass, elaborate ass music videos to make up for the lack of substance in the goddamn song. It's just the same shit with Cardi B. And that's why I feel like there's not really an album. She already told y'all there wasn't no motherfucking album. Then she keep, flip-flopping back motherfucking forth. I don't think you will be getting a second album from Cardi B anytime soon. And that's just my most humble opinion about that. But y'all let me know what y'all think about it down below. So the next topic I want to get into is Flo Milli. So the Never Lose Me music video has come out. And, a lot of people have been giving Flo Milli her 10s because they feel like this is her best song. Now, I personally don't believe this is her best song, but I definitely do believe it is a good song, one of her best. But I just think that's because to me, this song personally, I can't talk, bitch. This song personally sounds like a mix of Agora Hills with Ice Spice's Deli. If you ask me, it's like a blended, slowed mix of that. And I think she I don't know if Agora Hills was recorded first or if This Never Lose Me was recorded first, but it definitely has always given me Agora Hills vibes. And yeah. And I also feel like a couple of them lines in there reminded me of Deli, okay, what Ice Spice was saying in Deli. So, it's a cute song. It was a cute little music video. I think it was taking place in Houston. My thing is, I just wish, because I know she previewed this earlier this year, I wish she would have released this in the summer or when it felt good outside. You know what I'm saying? Or even released it in the spring. because right now it's the winter time, and I really don't think this song is going to do as well as it could have done if it was released in a different season when those vibes was really being felt. And then on top of, the whole Nicki being released, it's just going to overshadow all of that, because I think this debuted at like, what, number 6 or 7 on the Billboard Bubbling Under, some shit like that. And it is rising, so I do think eventually it will hit Billboard. This might be one of her most successful songs in the next few weeks to come. But I just think it would have been even more successful had she released it, in a spring, summery type of time instead of the dead of winter. Okay, especially the vibe that the song is given and that the music video is given. But I like the song. I think it's cute. And I just think if Flo Milli had more of this vibe, she would be more digestible to certain people, because a lot of people feel like she rap and sound like a child, and they really can't get into Flo Milli because of her voice. But I feel like if she was to keep this flow, a lot more people would be able to tap into her just a little bit more. But let me know what you're thinking and how you're feeling about Never Lose Me. So the next topic I want to get into is Doja Cat. So fans feel torn when it comes to Doja Cat from what I've been seeing on Twitter. But my thing is, Doja Cat, when it comes to her and Nicki's relationship, I kind of felt like things was off when she came out with this new era. And I said that because of her lyrics in, what was that, Paint the Town Red. Okay, talking about I don't need a big feature or a new sidekick. In her little song Demons, she was like, Percocets got you playing with your nose. And then I think it was some shit she said in Attention. I just can't remember because Attention like came and went for me. But I just felt like, and then like in different songs throughout her album, when she was talking about being the Spotify, like, the Spotify queen or whatever she was saying, and the hottest bitch out on all the apps right now. And I just felt like Doja Cat was talking a lot of shit and, doing a lot of things that she hadn't really done before. And I wonder what had really made it come about. But, at the same time, when people turn around and say, oh, you coming for Nicki, you trying to shade Nicki, she'd come back out and say, oh, I love Nicki. And, she'll do the whole, shouting her out at the end of her performances on Get Into It, yeah. But my thing is, she wanted Nicki on Get Into It, yeah. And Nicki declined because she wasn't fucking with Massive Attack, which was what Doja Cat was really sampling. And Nicki never really fucked with her own song, Massive Attack, so why the fuck would she jump on your kind of spin and take on it? And because Nicki declined, Doja Cat basically channeled Nicki on the second verse of Get Into You, and then had the nerve to thank her at the end as if Nicki, signed off on it, and Nicki never acknowledged that motherfucking song. And ever since then, I kind of feel like there was a little bit of tension there, and Doja Cat felt some type of way. But I don't think Nicki never just straight up couldn't stand Doja. I just think that Nicki kind of over the time, because she gave Doja a feature and gave her, they got their first number 1 together. I just think, over time, as she started to see more and more of Doja Cat mention her name, she just kind of got annoyed with it, because at some point it probably began to feel like trolling, right? So, or using the barbs, okay? Because, what she said in Falling For You, a picture using me in the barbs and never giving back, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people already felt like, when Nicki was basically talking about the person who declined to feature with her own Cowgirls on, her album, a lot of people felt like it was Doja Cat. And because the song, if you listen to it, really sounds like, a Doja Cat song. And so literally the next few days later, in this little interview she did with Ebro, or really, let me back it up. Literally right after, the album came out and Nicki mentioned, about a person declining on Cowgirl, and people was talking about, oh, it could be Doja. That same night, Doja Cat shouted out Nicki at the end of Get Into It, yeah. And then she turned around and did it again a few days ago, okay? And this time she added That's Right at the end. And a lot of people feel like, okay, you being funny, you trolling because of what Nicki's saying and what her fans is believing you being the person that turned it down. Okay, well then fast forward to a day or two ago, Doja Cat sat down with Ebro from Apple Music, and she brings up Nicki once again. She don't bring up no other rap bitch, but she brings up Nicki Minaj's name, okay? So, take a listen.
You say to your fans, your diehard fans, your fans who, are buying the merch, going to the shows, listen to the album ad nauseum.
I say thank you to them. I don't say thank you to people who obsess and don't do anything. They don't support.
Right.
They just sit there and talk shit about everybody that I actually look up to as well. They talk shit about Nicki. They talk shit about my peers. They talk shit about all these women who work very hard every day, and they try to place me above and bring people down. There's no thank yous going in that direction, because that's bullshit. That's not how you deal with whatever that's not how you communicate to other people. Use whatever your platform is to communicate appreciation for the women who are working very hard to provide you entertainment and music. Appreciate that. Even if you don't like it, just be like, cool, respect, or shut the fuck up.
Now, bitch, I disagree, because I don't gotta appreciate it like a motherfucking thing, bitch. You don't like or appreciate when your fans critique you or when other people critique you, so I don't, gotta like and appreciate your music if I don't fucking like it, okay? You can't tell nobody how to, say what they want to say on that platform. Ain't nobody telling you how to make your goddamn music. You don't like when people tell you how to make your goddamn music, and so it go both ways, bitch, okay? So let me know what you're thinking and how you feeling. And ironically, now I don't know if this was applying to Doja Cat or if this was applying to Cardi B or if this was applying to Kanye or Elliot or whatever the case may be, but literally the timing was very ironic because Nicki tweeted, "Y'all don't see the tricks, all of them? Oh, I'll discuss, just not today." And I feel like, even though I don't think that there's not just a beef going on between Nicki and Doja Cat, I kind of feel like there's a little bit of tension there, okay? And I just honestly feel like, in a way, Doja Cat might be trolling a bit, okay? She because she likes to play the Karen games, just like, Miss Latto. But, Doja Cat is not going to make it seem like she has a problem with Nicki publicly, because if it ever came out that there is an issue, Doja Cat can just play the hand of, oh, I've been shouting her out and I always big up her. I've never had an issue. I don't know where the issue came from, yada, yada, blase, blase, acting like ain't shit happened down behind the scenes. But I most definitely do not want Nicki to fall subject to whatever games Doja Cat is playing. Yeah, I think Doja Cat is talented in her own right, but I do think Doja Cat plays the game just like a lot of these bitches do, and she is no exception, because Latto had y'all fooled to the point to where, she kept saying she loved Nicki this, Nicki that, to the point where y'all was streaming and supporting her, and she turned around and did the ultimate thing that even Cardi B didn't do, and that was like come for her and her family and her, morality and things like that. So and y'all just was so shocked and surprised at what Latto did, and I feel like, because Latto was supposed to be this #1 fan. She stood in line for Pink Friday, had the chain, yada yada, blase blase, and it's like shit. Doja Cat, hell, she's bound to do the same shit to me. I don't put shit past none of these hoes. If Latto could do it and Latto just made it seem like Nicki this, Nicki that, it's a Nicki feature or nothing, what makes you think Doja Cat can do it? And it's not because they both biracial, even though they both got that Karen in them. But it's just it's a coincidence, okay? But y'all let me know what you're thinking and how you feeling and how you feel about Doja Cat personally. Like I said, she's talented in her own right, but I do think she be on them type of games. I really do. But y'all let me know down below. All right, the next topic I want to get into is Megan Thee Stallion. So Megan has signed a distribution deal with Warner Music Group, even though she's still independent or whatever, but she signed a distribution deal with them because obviously she's gonna need a little bit of help of getting her music just somewhat out there, okay? Because Cobra, you see what the fuck he did. It flopped like a fish out of water. So, I mean, and then, I think she got this new song with Renee Rapp that just came out for the Mean Girl soundtrack, which I know you probably didn't know because nobody or their mama talked about it. I checked it out in one listen. It was trash, and I'll never go back and listen to it again. Like, it was just not my cup of tea. Megan sounds like how she usually sounds. So, I mean, I'm not fucking with it at all. I thought it was, I guess it was Renee Rapp featuring Megan Thee Stallion, because Megan had like one verse and it was like 30 seconds. But, let me know if you checked it out, what you thought about it. But yeah, so Megan has signed a distribution deal with Warner Music. I don't think this is going to make a big of a difference in her sales, because I honestly don't think people is really checking for Megan like that. And if they were, Cobra would have did a lot better than what it did. And I don't really think Megan has a support like that. She has the internet support on Twitter and Instagram and social media, but when it comes to that translating into sales, it just does not, because people like to hype Megan up on the internet but not support her musically, because musically she's not giving. Keep it a buck. Swallow a real pill. So I think, her teaming up with them for a distribution deal is all right. If she think that's going to help her, whatever. But I really don't think that's going to make a goddamn difference. Hell, you wouldn't even really selling like that even when you were signed. So, I mean, it is what it is. But let me know what you're thinking. Now, last week, at the end of the week, after I had already released the video, child, and I'm not going to do 2 back to back. I got too much going on in my goddamn life. She had went off on Party and commentators who were giving their opinion about, because Tory's driver, the night everything went down, Quan, his testimony was finally revealed on paper, okay? And it had a lot of people talking on Twitter. Because first of all, a lot of people already felt like Tory didn't do that shit like she said he did that shit. And when we never got to hear his side, because the lawyers wasn't really trying to hear it, even though he showed up to court, they wasn't trying to let him testify. And it was really odd, because it was like, why would you not let him testify when he was the only sober one, and he was right there, he could let you know what was going down. And they never allowed him to say his piece. Well, now his piece has been said and it has come out, and it just goes to prove what people already thought in the first place, that he did not maliciously shoot her. He was trying to take the gun away from her crazy ass friend at the time, Kelsey, because, Kelsey was mad at the bitch and they was fighting, and them scars on them bitches proved that they was fighting each other. Tori ain't had no scars. And so when Kelsey grabbed that gun, shit, the nigga went and tried to stop the shit. So why Megan wants to make it seem like Tori maliciously shot her, I don't know. Okay, maybe it's something of what she was told. I don't know. But it's been more and more people siding with, the side of truth, and it's not Megan's side. First of all, keep it a buck. Megan has already been caught lying multiple times throughout the case and the trial, so let's just not act like she hasn't. But when she went live, I just felt like I'm not even going to play the live. Because it just really pissed me off. It was just so much gaslighting that she was doing, not just to, the whole public about the whole Tory thing, but also about, this whole Party situation. Because it's like everybody around you is the bad guy. Everybody around you is the problem except for you. Like, you want to halfway hold yourself accountable to really put the blame off on somebody else. Like, she tweeted about how, she really didn't have people around her to hold her accountable. They was already, always trying to turn up with her. And it's like, bitch, you's a grown-ass woman at the end of the day. Like, yeah, people can play a part in enabling you, but you mean to tell me not one person around you was trying to, at one point in time, told you to chill out? What about T. Ferris? You've been with him from the start, and even now, he never told your ass to chill out, and you still be around that bad nigga. So it's just like, girl, at some point, you got to grow the fuck up and hold your own goddamn self accountable. You was fucking them niggas. You was taking them bottles to the goddamn head, driving a goddamn boat. You was the one who got mad at Tory because he was over there flirting with Kylie fucking Jenner. And you got that nigga locked up for something that he did not do. And that's just honestly how I feel about that. Okay. Now, as far as what she was saying about Party, she was like, nigga, if I didn't say you, why did you feel the need to respond unless you was feeling guilty? But then had the nerve to turn right around and say, well, if Tory was guilty, why didn't he feel the need to respond and stick up for himself? Bitch, which one is it? Okay, they either silent and don't say nothing and you make that seem bad, or they say something instead of staying silent and you make that seem bad. Like, bitch, you just be contradicting your goddamn self. So, I mean, at this point, I just feel like Megan, I don't see it for Megan no more. I feel like as more and more things come out about this case and what happened, the truth about that night, I feel like more and more people are turning away from Megan. I already felt like it was 50-50 split. Now I feel like it's 60-40. Okay, 60% of people I feel like is not really fucking with her side of or her version of events, because the more you look at the evidence, and she tries to gaslight the public and talk about how about y'all go read something instead of looking at the bold headlines. Bitch, that's the problem. Everything that we have been coming out and reading makes you look like a motherfucking liar. So that's just how I feel about it. But y'all let me know your thoughts and opinions on it down below. All right, y'all. So the last topic I'm gonna get into for the night is Latto. Okay, latte, chapo, Latto. Okay, so she dropped the song with Lil Tyler. Once again, nobody moved. Bitch, I don't even remember how it went. But she wasn't talking about shit. Okay. Now Lil Tyler, he's like a kid. I think he's like 16, 17 years old. What the fuck is Latto like? Well, what is she doing? Like, what direction is she trying to go in? I don't understand what she's trying to do for her career right now. Like, she hasn't had a hit, like a hit song by herself since Big Energy, and she hasn't had nothing like stick to Billboard since Put It on the Floor Again, because she couldn't do it by herself. She had to bring in Cardi B. So I really don't know. She hasn't had a song on Billboard, I think, since then. Oh, yeah, wait, she had that Jungkook record, but that was really his record. She wasn't the reason why I went number one. But hey, it was still something. But she ain't had nothing since then. She just been kind of doing shit. I don't really know what the fuck Latto got going on. She's boring. But let me know if you checked it out, what you thought about it. Like I said, I can't even really tell you much because I really don't remember what the fuck. I just know it just wasn't my cup of tea, and I will not go back and listen to that shit. First of all, I can't even digest what the fuck he's saying, let alone stick around and listen to what she's saying. But you know, she says she's supposed to be getting ready to drop an album in 2024, but child, I guess it's finna get ready to sell about 25K. So anyways, speaking of Latto though, people feel like Doechii was shading Latto a little bit because Doechii was on live and basically she was talking about PinkFriday2 and her favorite lines and verses from there, and she got to talking about the Latto chop ho line when, you know, Nicki was like, in Latto you use a chop ho. Doechii was fucking with that, okay? And you know, a lot of people thought, bitch, you know she was being shady to Latto. Why you trying to be funny, like trying to play slow? So take a listen, take a look.
Oh my God. You know what? This is random, but you know what Nicki bar? It's so simple. Like, she said incredible things, but this one simple, silly little line just got me on her album. It's when she said, what she said? All she said was, you a chop hoe. I said, oh my God, you're a chop. Clean sweep. You getting mopped, hoe. Like, it's so simple, but it's the way she said it. I'm just like, I felt it. I was like, oh my God, am I a chop? Am I the chop? Is the chop in the room? I was like, is it me? Like, I felt it. I was like, oh my God, whoever she was talking about, it's true. Like, I was like, no, you are.
So let me know what you think and how you feeling. Now, I know Doechii's not dense. I know she knows what she was trying to be funny when she was talking about some. I wonder whoever that was for, bitch, you know exactly who that was for, because she was very distinct when she said even though she said Latto, that Latto, it was a play on words. You knew exactly who the fuck she was talking about. Hell, even you hopping on Twitter that day that it came out, you knew exactly who the fuck she was talking about because you seen who she was talking about based off what the fans were saying. Okay, let's not act like these girls don't be on Twitter looking at what the fuck these fans be saying, because that's why they be in their feelings, letting the fans hype them up and shit. So you knew exactly who she was talking about, okay? And I just felt like, you know, Doechii was trying to probably be a little funny and throw a little bit of shade. But let's not forget that weird moment when Latto kind of mocked and copied Doechii in her speech at the Billboard Women in Music Awards last year. Okay? Because remember when Doechii had went up there and did her acceptance speech, and I think she had shouted out Nicki and, you know, all this type of stuff. Well, but, you know, anyways, yeah, we can't forget that little moment because she was, you know, being a little bit funny right there because she literally copied Doechii's speech and tried to be motherfucking funny. So maybe, you know, that's the reason why Doechii maybe threw a little bit of shade. I don't know. But, you know, all these girls don't really fuck with each other like that behind the scenes, okay? But anyways, y'all let me know what you think and how you feeling down below. So remember, this is just my thoughts, comments, commentary. It's all opinion. Before you get your panties in the wad, get them out the crack of your ass, okay? Let me know what you thinking down below. But remember to keep it cute in them comments, baby. Do you hear me, okay? So yeah, go ahead and follow me on my Twitters at Southern Tea with 2 A's. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will catch y'all in the next video.